What's going on, everybody? It's Hector here from lordsofgaming.net. I'm here with Josh from Dirty Beast Gaming, here to talk about the game right here, Pharaoh Frontier. How you doing today, Josh?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. So, tell us a little bit about Pharaoh Frontier here.
Pharaoh Frontier is a 2D side-scroller, kind of nostalgic, retro-feeling action platformer. It's got some minor RPG elements, but we really just take all the good stuff that we loved growing up and try to fit it into a game and hopefully not feel too convoluted in the process.
Perfect. That sounds like a dream game for the people that love the genre and looking to get into it. Maybe be someone's first gaming of the action platformer. It sounds great. So tell us a little about the character you have here. It's like your mascot for Pharaoh Frontier. What's going on?
Yeah, Reynard the Fox. His name is based on a lot of the old fables and fairy tales, and he's kind of a trickster character. I always was partial to him ever since I was playing Tales and Sonic, and I guess I just felt like he had that kind of light, quick movement to him that really helped with feeling like the kind of Mega Man X gameplay that we're kind of going for in the moment to moment. Not entirely, we mix it up, but that kind of turn on a dime, wall jumping, sliding on walls, and just being like responsive. We were going for that, so I felt like that character fit it. But as far as his story goes, we're thinking that we're still kind of trying to make sure the game comes first before the narrative dictates on top of that. We want the narrative kind of support the game. So the rough idea at this point, because it's not figured out entirely, is he's kind of actually just grown up his whole life in captivity, so he doesn't even know what it means to be like wild. And so he's kind of actually escaped, and he's discovering like the wilderness as it is, and seeing for the first time the laws of nature and the kind of dangers of the world, and kind of learning what it means to be a fox. That's the character, roughly.
Awesome. It sounds like a great premise. So let's actually check out some gameplay here.
Sure.
Can you break down a little bit what the levels that people are going to be playing?
Sure, yeah. So for this is just a kind of display demo. So the whole thing is really linear, and it's designed in such a way that it's like a tutorial. The actual game actually is much more non-linear. We're trying to like kind of strike a balance between like Super Metroid and Super Mario World. So there's an overworld map with actual isolated levels, but those isolated levels have like fast travel checkpoints in them that you can drop in and out at any time, anywhere. And so you can kind of backtrack quickly and kind of move around in a non-linear fashion. You don't have to beat a level. You can go in, play a bit, pop out of it, jump to another level, and kind of play in a non-linear way. So speedrunners are going to find all kinds of... this is going to definitely be a speedrunner-friendly game because he has so many moves that you're going to be able to do things that we didn't anticipate, and you're going to master them. You're going to have your own style. I'm just a big Smash Bros. Fan, so we wanted it to feel like you had all these choices to kind of have your style. And one of the big elements of how he plays is he has the kind of rock, paper, scissors of a fighting game. He can block, grab, and attack, and those don't just function in combat, but they also kind of help with puzzle solving and platforming exploration stuff. We wanted everything to kind of cover all those bases, so it's not just a one purpose move,
Yeah, you have a lot of options here. I'm seeing on the screen right now. It looks like it's going to be a very diverse game, very fun kind of game to approach to.
People are going to definitely have different approaches that are going to be unique, and you're going to see things. I'm sure that people are going to break it in crazy ways, and that'll always happen. But I'd like to think that most players who get really into it, they'll have their own style, and it will look different because we implemented a skill system so you can kind of customize your character. And by doing that, you could literally have a different loadout and be capable of different things. And so the kind of gates that we put in the game aren't so strict, like this requires the super missile like in Super Metroid. It's not like that. It's more soft locks. It's like this thing is just really high up there. So either you put a lot into stamina and you have the climb ability, you can go up, or you've mastered the pivot jump and the double jump, and you can. There's many ways actually to get jumps in this game. You can down aerial attack with a melee attack off of heads, which is like a lot of games.
Yeah, it looks like you're doing a lot for here. Yeah, that's perfect. Well, tell us what Pharaoh Frontier is going to be played on. What platforms are you going to put it on?
Well, first we're going to drop on Steam. We don't have a release date yet. We're wish listable, but basically PC first, just out of ease. This is our first real major game. Everything else was kind of just like a practice up to this point.
Perfect. When do you plan to release it?
I think realistically within the next 2 years. It's just because we have day jobs. I'm a carpenter by day, and I go home, and with the energy I have left, this is what I do. So
perfect. Well, it's looking.
sorry, well, we'd love to be on consoles, like, because it's meant to be played with a controller. So we will target that eventually.
Perfect. Well, it's looking amazing so far. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Yeah, thank you.
And good luck. Good luck in development. This is Hector from Lords of Gaming. We'll catch you guys later.